Hey favored ones, welcome back for another Pick a Pile reading. Today's topic or title will be Olly Olly Oxen Free. What it's safe for your inner self to emerge. So we're going to be asking what it is that your inner self feels safe to show off and shine now, that you may have been hiding and not ready to quite show to the rest of the world, and what's emerging for you at this time that you're watching it, since it's timeless. And remember, it's general reading, so everything may not resonate. Remember, you have free will and you can choose to steer your path in whichever way you choose. You won't have the reins. Today's choices is this tooth-looking rock that I have and Hemonite crystal. And pile number 2 is this brown and yellow feather and Amazonite. And pile number 3, we have snowflake obsidian matched up with this bracelet here. Alright, if you need to take a moment and meditate or roll a dice or figure out which pile you'd like to choose, then you're welcome to. As well as if you want to watch all of them because you feel called to, that's your choice as well. I will see you all inside of your piles, and remember that not to give out your money to anyone to listening in the comments, because that's usually how scammers get you, so watch out for that. And yeah, see you pile. Pile number 1, if you chose the tooth-looking crystal and Hemonite, 222 on the clock, then this is for you. I feel like you're really trusting that you're supported at this time, pile number 1, like your spiritual team or just, general support system around you. You just feel like people really have your back. There could have been a time where you felt like a little lonely, or like it was you against the world, and you're slowly coming out of that. So that's something that your inner child is saying, that you're it's safe to feel safe. It's safe to feel safe, and they know that it's okay for you to emerge back into the world and show yourself off. It could be talents in regards to since Hemonite is for restoring, strengthening, and regulating the blood supply, you could be becoming more active, getting your blood circulation going. You could help with blood circulation with types of healing as well. You don't have to, but for this reading to be yours. Also, Hemonite's used for heavy blood menstrual periods, as well as more for the metaphysical side. It's supposed to improve for your willpower and courage. So a lot of you could be starting new routines, whether it's working out, eating a bit better, putting yourself out there and really committing to knowing that you're talented and educated enough to be doing what it is that you feel called to do. With the shark tooth symbolism, it was said at one point that the Hawaiian warrior battled a sea god and won battle and emerged to the sea wearing a shark's tooth necklace, becoming a symbolizing of strength and protection. So I feel like you're really amping up your protection, whether it's combating negative thoughts, so you're really like putting up, that love and encouragement, telling your intrusive thoughts to knock off, as well as you could be near the ocean at this time, or enjoy the ocean. You could do a lot of water scrying or sound bowls as well. Enjoy listening to like foghorns for energy clearing. But I'm going to pull a few cards here, more with messages from your inner self. Any messages for pile number 1, please, from their inner self? I'm pulling you. Any messages from pile number 1's inner self? What is safe for them to bring out and emerge and shine and show off and all of that good? Okay. So we have here the 9 of Swords, as well as the 6 of Discs, which is 6 of Pentacles. So really trusting in yourself and the web that you're creating. You're creating a home for yourself. You could be definitely surfing the web, creating a network on the internet, like different streaming sites, as well as marking your own, like with the web here, and you're seeing in the spiders, like, and it's had enough time to like collect due. You're collecting what you're due right now, pile number 1. You really have put in the work. You've really laid out the networks far and wide, even international at this point, and you're really collecting what you're due, and the spiders just like admiring. You could work with spider deities. You don't have to, or you could just be seeing a lot right now from your spiritual team to confirm that you are going to get what you are due. And your inner self and higher self and inner child, like, all are like looking over like 10 steps ahead with your ancestors to really make a map that might seem confusing for you, because you're in the, like, you're in it, like deep in it. And you know, sometimes those labyrinth walls are really tall. Some of you may work with Persephone as well, or the Minotaur. Some of you might like it, Magic of the Gathering, because those Minotaurs always reminds me of like red players. Some of you could be British because of red coats, or from the UK. You don't have to be, that's just, it could be extra confirmation. You could be working with people who are from there, or just have ancestors who are coming through to let you know that they are looking down on your path that seems complicated, but to them it doesn't seem so much, because you get to see that downward view, and they're really saying it's safe to, you know, look at the bigger picture. You're allowed to, it's safe to dream big. It's safe to dream big. They will be there to guide you through it, and it may seem too big for your human self to comprehend, but to them, it's just like looking down on the, like, down over top of it, and you're like, well, I know it's easier to spot how to get to the center of your dreams. And you're really finding your center, and you're getting balanced, and finding that you were really hiding your true potential with the moon there, from yourself, and you're not doing that anymore. You're looking at the moon head on with your dreams, and you're like, this is what I want to illuminate. This is what needs to come to light. And you're really balanced with the sun and the moon both coming up. I feel like you're really balancing and aligning yourself to your true dreams. So yeah, so dream big. It's safe to dream big, and really take a deep breath and enjoy, and by getting what you're due. You're really getting what you're due. Traveling as well, with the flying of the birds as well. And that you're infinite, it kind of looks like the infinity sign. So like you're infinite. Some of you may work with the infinity symbol, or may work with it more often. You might want to like do movements of making the symbol, or you could write with chalk on the bottom of your shoe, making the symbol, so that way you can like walk it into your life. Like you can write things that you want to like walk out of your life and on the bottom of your shoe. I'm getting that could be something you want to do. Or working with chalk work. There's dog barking in the neighbors there for confirmation that yes, someone definitely does work with Persephone, as well as maybe possibly Odin with the ravens and crows here. If you're not into deity work, you could just be into like Marvel and like all those like anthropology and mythology, if you don't believe, and that's perfectly fine. It's not up to everyone to decide what everyone else believes in. And I think that's another thing that you're learning, and it's safe to know, is that not everybody will believe in the same things as you. So if they're, not on the same wavelength of interests and stuff like that, you're knowing that it's safe to be your true self and be as weird as possible. Yeah, you're opening your heart chakra and you're finding stability with the Four of Wands here, and working with fairies and like supernatural beings. Can enjoy dancing and partying music and Fountain of Youth. Your inner self wants you to know that you're not only infinite, you're the fountain of youth. Like your cup is forever flowing, and you're not too late in life to accomplish big dreams. I feel like pile number one, you may be feeling like you're a bit behind and missing your youth, but it's your story and it's never too late. Six of Cups. So yeah, getting in touch with your child, like your youthful, whatever that is for you. Yesterday is your youthfulness, and you're youthful today compared to others. So like you're always youthful. But yeah, you're really tuning into what it was that really made you feel free. You're freeing yourself, and it's safe to free yourself. Let yourself be free. Like sharing support with others. It's okay to show support without worrying about. It's okay to show yourself support without worrying about that whole network. You know how like you may feel responsible for all those different communications, but once at the end of the day, you're supposed to let them be responsible for themselves and you be responsible for yourself. It's 111 on the clock. So yeah, whenever you're done, if you do spiritual work or you go to a big crowd and whatever, remember afterwards to like release their energies and call back your energy, because it's not your responsibility to take on all of the emotions and the lessons of others around you. So that's the energy that I'm getting for you. Pile number 1 is that it's safe to take care of yourself, as self-care isn't selfish. And the other one is that it's safe for you to dream big and you're infinite. It's safe to get what you're due. So yeah, it's safe to receive. It's safe to receive now, and that's what they really want to you to step into the spotlight of receiving, and that's how you can keep on shining right now, is by being spoiled and travel and have fun and boast about how amazing you are, because from the cards it seems like you're doing a pretty amazing job. So just remember that even when you don't feel confident, you're still courageous, and that's just as admirable as being, confident. Everyone says confidence is key, but courage is just as impressive. So if you're being courageous today, my heart, congratulates you, and keep being courageous out there with your heart. It's not easy to, give up protecting it and allowing it to be free. So remember to eat, hydrate, have fun, like, comment, subscribe, and I will read all you guys' energy in the next one, hopefully soon. All right, bye. Pile number 2. If you chose the yellow and brown feather and the Amazonite crystal, then this pile is for you. So Amazonite is encouraged for good luck and fortune. So I feel like for pile number 2, your inner self wants you to know that it's okay to feel soothed, and your tension and aggravated situations, they tend to happen, and it's all part of your nervous system. So soothing effect on your nervous system is Amazonite. So I feel like it's safe for you to not be as tense all the time. Your inner self wants you to know that you don't have to be so guarded, and it's okay to give yourself an enhanced love, like finding indulging in the things that you love again. Some of you may be avoiding it due to being nervous or just worried about whether or not you're going to be good at something right away. And this is also known as the gambler's stone. So I feel like your inner self is telling you it's okay to take calculated risks. Like, go up there, and I've had to do this myself, immersion therapy of sorts. There's a show called Dis or Daps, and one of my friends puts it on, and we can go up there and you can either recite poetry, freestyle, or spit a rhythm piece on some music or a cappella. Now, the first couple of times it was so bright, I didn't know what to do up there, I hadn't really practiced, and I went up, and now that I think about it, I think it was just a way for me to try and self-sabotage. But at the same time, it was taking a calculated risk, because I knew that if I never went up there, I wouldn't get any tips and advice on where to even start. So sometimes you gotta put yourself out there to get a bit of direction. And I feel like it's safe for you to ask for advice and direction, and not to be so nervous in regards to doing it, because sometimes we can feel nervous when asking for help because we feel like somewhat obligated to go forth with what they told us. But in most cases, it's just you're getting your feelers around and be like, okay, thank you. I will take that into consideration with the rest of the people that I'm gonna be discussing this with, or even like I'll have to, think about what I need to do and do the best for yourself at the time as you possibly can. You're not obligated to do what they directed just because you asked for their advice. As well as making everything your creation of your own. Brown feathers usually mean good health and tranquility, so I feel like, yeah, it's definitely a time to get a peace of mind and to, have a bit of the load lifted up from you with help from others. Now, if that's not you needing help, then maybe it's you wanting to speak out and help others, but you're afraid of rejection, that they'll be like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Be like, at least you said something, and like I said, like the opposite of what I said, they don't have to take your advice either, and they can take it into consideration or they cannot take it into consideration. At least you did your due diligence. And I think it's just really about speaking up, whether it's helping others or getting help for yourself. I feel like it's just safe from your inner self to speak up. And yeah, because yellow feather means everything's gonna be all right in the end. So if you're worried about putting yourself out there, trying something new, or asking for help, reaching out for help, whether it's just talking with a friend about needing to move a desk, or if you need to go to a therapist, any kind of help, or if you wanted to help others by giving it, like speaking out about situations you've been in the past and you notice something's going on and you're like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I noticed that, and you do with what will with the information. So we'll pull a couple of cards. That's the messages I got from your crystal and item. So you could really enjoy seeing birds bird sightings as well, and going out and collecting trinkets like stones or cool looking sticks. So you can really enjoy doing that, and you're worried about what other people will think. And I'm just letting you know that to your inner self is letting you know, go ahead, like that's super cool. If people are judging, then like they have time to be doing something else with their day. So for pile number 2, what is their inner self saying is safe to emerge with now? I'm getting the High Rule link, like listening to yourself. It's safe to listen to yourself. Maybe you have some trust issues, not with others. You may have that as well, or may have in the past, but I feel like you're trusting others again more, but there may be an underlying distrust in your own judgment that could be coming into play as well. Yeah, trusting your own inner guiding light, the star. You are the star. You are a star, and you're worth putting the effort into being seen. Like maybe you don't like being seen and you like to be hidden like a star in night, but at the same time you have your own inner glow And yeah, it's time to stop being a wallflower. It's time to, step in and be a part of the conversation. Really become social, like natural intimacy, like getting like to know yourself in a social environment. Um, Letting yourself be known, really, taking a moment to show the wisdom and creativity that you've cultivated for yourself, like right here, like all got all this cool information and knickknacks and toys and like cards and or dice, anything that you would like have fun playing with, and just hiding off here in the corner, and this person's trying to offer you to be like, hey, do you want to come hang out with me and the stag and the fairies and dance over here? And it's almost like you're almost in a whole different realm than them, because you've disconnected, and it's safe to integrate. It's safe to play and be passionate about you're wishing well. You're like, I wish I could have friends and somewhere I belong, like the whole Hercules type fields. Like I would go almost anywhere to find where I belong. And I feel like you're at that point where you found where you belong, but you're having a bit of a it's not difficult. It's like you're having like a cocoon emerging. Like you're taking your time really creeping your way out of the cocoon. And when like sometimes when there's those who are like, I don't want to say you're like the egg with a duck and baby chicken like that, where they like cluck and there's like just the little beak is out, like getting a little like sniff of what's going on out here. Do I really want to emerge? And then like kicking out. Some of you might like Land Before Time, because I'm seeing Chomper. Your family and you're one of us now. You may look like you. We think you like us too, but we're family and you're one of us now. So you may not act or look the same way as the community, but they still like you anyways. So just trust in your own judgment. If they feel genuine, then I'm not saying give people the benefit of the doubt. Like if your intuition's like, I don't know how I feel about them, then and it's in your gut, then I would trust that. But if there's no other reason than just a negative self-talk, like just about you, not about what they can do, then it may be time to address whether or not you're just disconnecting so that you don't have to integrate. There's like the star and the sun, like always in like the background, and then like somewhat fading. It's like you're trying to hide away from the spotlight. Like, yeah, all these trees of wisdom and talent and skills and the imageries, all of them are sitting behind the tree to hide away from the spotlight. So you may be letting other people take the spotlight and be like, no, it's okay. But everyone deserves a chance in the spotlight. And it's not like people can't see your wisdom and skills that you've cultivated, because it's literally, the tree are like very noticeable. It's like it's very noticeable, and it's all different seasons. Like you are cultivating like knowledge for seasons on end, and they're seeing you grow more and more in your light, and still cloaking yourself with you could not feel comfortable, so you cloak yourself with a shawl or jackets when you're out. But yeah, no, it's safe to emerge. It's safe to know that your story and your voice and your skills are just as important. You're never gonna feel ready because we're constantly learning. There is no due date for when you're done becoming developed. There is no end development. There is just growth. So waiting for yourself to be ready and good enough, it will be a forever game. You'll endlessly stay in stagnant because you're not taking into consideration that you're growing right now. So it's safe to know that you will never be a finished project. You are always a work in progress. You are safe to know that it's okay to be a work in progress. That's what your inner self would know. So in order to shine your light and, really emerge, is to know that it's safe to be a work in progress. All right. Thank you for coming through pile number 2. And I remember to eat, hydrate, have fun, and if you'd like to subscribe and leave a comment or a thumbs up, that would be appreciated. And I'll see you all in your next reading. Bye. Pile number 3. If you chose the snowflake obsidian and this bracelet here, then this pile is for you. So for snowflake obsidian, we have that it helps the wearer, the individuals who hold on to it, see the patterns of their own thoughts and behaviors. So as well as it's believed that its materials dissolve shocks, fears, and traumas, dissolving both physical and emotional pain, as well as it's supposed to balance mind, body, and spirit. And it's also used for removal of EMS frequencies from like modems for the internet and stuff like that. It's supposed to help reflect against that. So some of you may work in the tech field, really enjoy photography as well as photo shoots and working online, creating programs or or like negating hacking and stuff like that, just really techie stuff. As well as you're realizing your patterns. Like you've noticed that it's safe to emerge now that you've noticed the patterns of what you had been going through, whether that's that it was SAD for seasonal depression, and now you've realized your patterns of thoughts over the winter, and now, or maybe you're grieving some other emotional block, and now you've noticed that pattern of thinking wasn't working for you, and you're learning that it's safe to release that and learn new thoughts of patterns and behaviors, and really cleaning up and taking care of yourself more. You could also be into making jewelry as well. I also see like working with your heart chakra and throat chakra, so really speaking up for yourself and healing and speaking kindness to yourself, showing yourself self-compassion for having to go through that time of where there was a void, because there's one crystal missing here. So you could have maybe felt like there was a part missing, and you really had to get yourself grounded with these darker, browner colors here. And it's knowing that it's a loop, right? Because um, there's always up times and lower times, and then there's the happier times, and it goes in. It's not linear, and neither is healing, and that's just it's not reasonable to think that we're going to be happy all of the time. Other emotions are just as valid, and you notice that you weren't honoring those other feelings, and I feel like you're learning those behaviors and thought patterns and knowing it wasn't helping you, shaming yourself, and that's a really big cycle to get out of. So I'm proud of you, pile number 3, as well as noticing some ways that you could have been self-sabotaging. Bracelets are also a symbolism of relationships with someone, so mending that relationship with yourself and others that could have been affected by those patterns and ways of thinking, whether it was negative ways of thinking or avoidance, shifting the blame. It could have just simply been that you weren't open about your feelings, not being honorable, and that way it made people feel that they weren't important in your life, and you noticed that you were missing out on great talks. And it could be anything as well. Yeah, bracelets is known as a piece of ornaments that are linked to fashion, so you could definitely be in photography, movie industry, as well as just enjoy collecting rocks, and you could even tumble them or not. You could just collect crystals, really starting to get into a new way of thinking as well. It doesn't always have to be negative. It could be that you're opening your horizons of spirituality. You just start getting crystals, sage, listening to readings more, maybe getting some tarot or oracle cards. Just a new way of thinking that will really affect your relationships and who you have in a community around you. Really manifesting those who are on the same wavelength as you as well. I feel like that is. Friendship bracelets are really trending, so you could be manifesting a friendship with really secure bond. It could be something that you had been looking for a while, or if it's not with friendship or intimate, it could be getting closer to a family member, maybe getting to visit and haven't seen them in a while. It was 37 on the clock, so 3s and 7s could be something you're really seeing. Enlightenment, as well as 3 is the master number of teaching. You could be teachers, if not like actual teachers, if not in an educational board of education. You could just be teaching others that have same interest as you. Like if you are into Yu-Gi-Oh, let's say, and your friend wants to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, then you're teaching them, and really, and that's creating a bond and a new way of thinking for them. And just passing things along and really expanding people's horizons. It's safe for you to expand your horizons and know that you're a great teacher, as well as a great listener. And I feel like you might not have got told that a lot. Some of you may enjoy really like certain subjects that people aren't interested in. You're finding people who are now, and you're getting excited about it, and you're safe to just geek out, really. Like, that's what I'm feeling. I don't mean that in a negative connotation at all, as I like to geek out too, over old typewriters and birds and frogs. Just you're really safe to explore your niche. And I think you've stopped shaming yourself for what people will think, and just, like if there's the other people in your area that you don't know of, you like comics and you go to a Comic-Con in order to like meet friends in the area, or you buy magic cards from a random person on the buy and sell of some sort, and now they're like, hey, you want to play? We play here. And like, or just starting a band, you know? People are like, but you're too old to start a band. And be like, I'm doing it anyway. Like, I really feel like it's safe for you to, that your inner self wants you to feel safe to just do it. Like, Shia LaBeouf, so you might enjoy Transformers or work on cars as like a mechanic. Or again with the working in movies. So you may want to become an actor, you may feel like you're too old for that, or you don't have enough experience, and I feel like you're talented and it will come out in time. I'm gonna pull some cards for you as well. Can I get pile number 3's? What is their inner self saying it's time to emerge with? What is it safe to emerge with? Oh, yay! We have a restoring of cosmic order, balance. You're number 8. So really finding balance within yourself is budding. Something is budding for you, because my ring went to go fall off and I pushed it back on when I went to pick up the card, and it hasn't done that all day for the reading. So I'm gonna say like something is really budding and taking off for you. You're restoring. So maybe you had been knocked down with a karmatic relationship, and now you're just getting back onto that cycle of winning, like really getting what is coming full circle. Dancing as well. So you may put on shows or do streaming, as it looks like she's very vibrant and they're like looking from another dimensions, like in their own screens and like around the world. So being known worldwide while streaming or performing. Since their backs turned, you could be behind the scenes as well for this, like backstage worker, as well as sound. You could be working with sound as well. From the little spiral there, kind of looks almost like symbols for music. Yeah, so you could be part of the sound system workers, sound tech, DJ, because sometimes during the show we have the people who are monitoring the DJ booth, or security as well, because that's the people who would stand looking away from the stage at the crowd. So you could be working security for these big events as well. Keep saying as well. I feel like your inner self is telling you that it's okay to want to do multiple things. And have multiple streams of incomes, multiple interests that you want to do, and multiple dreams that you want to make come true. So, because I keep saying as well, so like your inner self wants you to know you can do this as well as that, as well as that whatever last week was, and as well as whatever next week is gonna be for you. You're an infinite being. You're multifaceted. You're not gonna just dry out of ideas. You're creative. Can we get another card for pile number 3, please? Do the hustle. So yeah, you got hustle. You're gonna you got multiple hustles going on. And now one of those hustles just might be alone at home relaxing and gardening, or one of your hustle might be doing video games, and another one could be an actual job. So like you got hustle, but your inner self wants you to know that it's okay to also invest in yourself. Remember to pour all that hustle back into you, or else what's the point? And pour it back into your dreams. So you're like taking 1 point of hustle and putting it towards your other dream of a hustle. Like an example, you work your day job and you're taking your day job money and putting it towards making an album, or putting together your portfolio so you can afford booth times for farmer markets, going to like ink slinging shows, putting on performances, making merch. But yeah, like just pouring all those different types of material back into your wishing well. But also taking the time to relax and enjoy nature, enjoy all that, because it looks like it's cooking up what you're cooking up, and then enjoying that meal. So make sure you enjoy that feast that you're making for yourself. You know, sit down, be wine and dined, go to a show yourself instead of just putting it on all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, getting to enjoy the splendors of your wonders. So yeah, you could have help. Like you could be delegating. You could be at a point of time where you're like delegating other people what to do for your business, as well as getting a place from home, because it looks traveled. People are coming to visit you at a studio, or getting just your own place for your clients. You know, getting to be a ringleader in your dwelling is what I'm getting. So like you're making your own dwelling. You could have your own studio booth, your own clinic, something in regards to or paying for your own like farmer's booth, like at the market, where you pay for like one of the booths so you can attend. You're getting your name on it, getting your name on like your flight for travel. Some of that maybe now that have enough, you're able to go travel and enjoy the fruits of that labor, right? So that's what I'm getting for you. It's safe to enjoy yourself and really know that it's okay to want to do more than one thing throughout your whole life. We're kind of, you know, fooled in a sense of a way when we're younger, and everyone's like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up, instead of like, what's all the things you wanted to explore when you get older? Like, what are all the things you want to accomplish? So it's like, the reason why it's called goals is because you're supposed to have more than one, and you're supposed to take some time in order to achieve it. It's like, that's my goals. I got my goal. And it's like, no, I prefer to make as many shots as I can throughout the whole game. So yeah, I feel like that's everything I have for today. I'm really excited I got to read your energy. Hopefully you were able to resonate with some of the messages. And so yeah, remember to eat, hydrate, have fun, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. All right, now, bye.